Welcome to Meeple University. Today's lecture is for Quodd Heroes Board Game. Almost like a board game version of Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart and Legend of Zelda, where you race to beat your opponents or work together and uncover hidden secrets. We're going to take you through a brief overview first, and then we'll give you our initial thought of the game coming up. I'm Stella, and here at Meeple University we do a variety of quality board game videos such as overview, how to play, playthrough, vlog and review, just like this one. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hit the bell button to be notified when we post new videos. Now let's get to the brief overview of Quodd Heroes, designed by Ryan Isla, published by Wonderman Games.
Quodd Heroes is a modular game providing a framework of basic rules which can be used across a wide range of diverse scenarios. In the game, each player controls a cube-shaped hero that moves around the map according to the game's special movement mechanism. On each movement, the hero first tumbles to an adjacent space. Then, based on which of the hero's 6 unique faces is face up, takes the type of movement that is currently associated with that face. This could be a diagonal or orthogonal slide, an all-directional dash, another tumble or a jump. If the hero's Q side is face up, then the player performs a unique character action and has the chance to rearrange all of these movement tiles for a future round. Players are given a second copy of their character cube to help them plan their moves out in advance. After each round, the player draws cards from a display which provide a range of special abilities. And each player chooses an upgrade tile to add, which may add additional movement range, allow the player to draw additional cards, or allow them to flip one of their normal movement tiles over to its powered up side for the rest of the game. The game plays on a modular cartoon style board with pits, trenches, rivers and other obstacles, with sheep and crystals to collect, as well as the ability for players to build tunnels, springs and other helpful landscapes. Players are never eliminated, they simply respawn at the nearest respawn point if they fall or get pushed into a pit. The base game comes with 25 diverse scenarios, including tutorials, fully competitive races, team versus team events such as capture the flag or sheep soccer, overlord challenges in which one player tries to spoil the objective of others, and solo or cooperative puzzles. Players may also use the game's wide range of components to create their own scenarios. Quod ero demonstrandum.
We hope that the brief overview gives you some overall idea on how the game plays. Now, on to our review. One of the best production quality board game pieces I've ever seen. The heroes are so cute, production is great, it is actually quite heavy. Box is really heavy because there are a lot of cardboard pieces. There are many scenarios, that's also why there are a lot of components that you usually use or not depending on the scenarios you're playing. The artwork is really good. I really like this cartoon look. The artwork, it does suit the feel of the game, which is video game adventure style board game. Cards artwork is beautiful. It also has the cartoon video games feel to it. I'm particularly thankful for the second hero that you use to rotate and plan your movement. This helps my issue with my spatial rotations a lot. I usually have little difficulties with rotating things in my mind. I'm not good at Tetris. So with this second hero on your hand, you can plan and do the rotation itself without having to pick up your hero on the common board. Gameplay and mechanics. I like individual puzzle solving game, and this is one of them. You plan your moves ahead on your individual player board so you can move your hero on the main common board. You generally want to move to your destination depending on the scenario. And you gotta really think ahead what side your hero is going to land on to maximize your turn and to achieve what you want to achieve. It's a bit tricky at times, but it is so good. You need to calculate the terrain that your hero is going to land as well, because different ones may affect your movement. There are a few different game modes in this game, which makes this game very versatile to your taste. Player versus player, team versus team, one versus many, solo and cooperative mode. They are still the same game, but different feel and strategies to them. Each has got its own scenarios, which is laid in the scenario book. The cooperative play, for example, I really like how it makes the game less solitaire. Not only you solve your own puzzle, but you need to work together with your friends at the start to distribute who does what to achieve the goal. There are a few scenarios you can play. Although setup each scenario is different, there are still game variables when you play the same scenarios, being the world event cards, the exploration cards, and the hero that you use. There are many different heroes you can choose from. There are more heroes available than the number of players, especially if your game has got the expansion. I know that the publisher is working on the website with the rules update at the time of this video is filmed, and I'm hoping that they'll have more scenarios there too. One thing that we found a little bit tricky at first, we found movement is a little bit fiddly. The main movement rules are actually quite straightforward, but when you combine with other terrains, cards that affect your movement, you got to find some sort of combined rules in the rulebook. I think they are working on the rulebook clarifications on the site that they're building as well. So it's good to see that they're always trying to improve and help us with playing the game. Although after a while, your gameplay is quicker as you become more familiar with the movement rules. Another point I haven't noticed is the obvious catch-up mechanic for those who are left behind. Maybe there are some cards or event that does this, and there's also the king-making elements, but that's just the nature of the game. The icons in the game are pretty good. They help you identify rules quickly, especially when you are used to it. It helps a lot to make the game go more smoothly. There are a big deck of cards that can aid you in your scenarios, with 5 laid out for you to choose from or take face down from the deck. These cards are very helpful in your quests, so do not underestimate them. Usually not all cards are being used each scenarios, and that's great. So the game is more balanced and the cards are more relevant to the scenarios. It does feel like playing video games a bit with the artwork and the movement style, but also slightly different at the same time, as you have time to solve your movement rather than playing video games. You have to action right there and then. I think they translate the video games to the board games pretty well. Length and downtime. Players plan their turn before their movement, unless if you have the power to rearrange your movement tiles before your move or your land on your queue side. Players can do this phase simultaneously unless if other players do something that affect your movement. This at times can add to the length of downtime. It could also be prone to AP or analysis paralysis and could take a while to plan and chain your movement together, especially if you have some cards that help you with this. There is a limit though, using only one item and one pad per your turn. So this limits the lengthiness of player trying to chain together their moves by using these cards. The actual length of the game itself is great. It goes pretty quick once you know the general rules. Replayability, because of the number of scenarios, different game modes, variables such as heroes that you can use, cards, this game is quite replayable. You probably want to play several times to enjoy the real experience of the game, especially after the first or second. You are getting to know the rules, your move planning phase is become speedier. Ryan Alla not only designed the game, he also did the artwork for the game, along with Camilla Stetzenberg. I believe this is his first game that is published, originally from Kickstarter campaign. Another similar game that I can think of, You may have played or heard Robo Rally. I think it has some similar mechanics and feels to Quodd Heroes. In a way, you control your robots with cards to move around the board, and they are raced towards a checkpoint. There is a hectic crossover moves between players as well. Robo Rally is a little more simpler. You use your movement card basically to move and rotate. There are more pushing your opponent's moves in Robo Rally, and this can completely throw your turn away. And there is also player elimination with limited spawning counts. In Quodd Heroes, it is a little bit forgiving to players where the unlimited lives is given to each player. Quodd Heroes have more different game modes and more scenarios as well. Gamers you would play with, I would think more heavier strategy gamers would probably enjoy Quodd Heroes. The particular movements may be a little bit complicated for families or casual gamers, although with families, the cooperative mode or the overlord mode could mean families can play this game too with guidance by their parents. I love the cooperative mode myself. I played Kingdom Rush board game, the prototype. Somehow there's a similar feel to it where you're working together to solve common puzzle on the main board. You still control your own hero movement, so you're probably safe from alpha player controlling everyone else. You calculate your plan, who gets what, and how to reach the common objective. Really satisfying play in this mode for me. Our assessment of Quodd Heroes. We hope that you find this lecture useful. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by clicking the like button. Write your questions or feedback in the comment sections below. You can also join our Facebook group, Meeple University Community, to share your love for board games. If you want to be one of the first ones to be notified of our new videos, please subscribe to us if you haven't already done so, and hit the bell button so you'll get notification. Quodd Heroes Board Game, pass with honors.